Time to go around the NFL right here on Kap and J Hood on ESPN 1000. We'll hear from Jesse Rogers coming up at 8:35. Around the NFL with Shane Orling. Shay.
I always look forward to this piece from Sports Illustrated. 100 bold predictions for the 2024 NFL season.
What?
100 bold predictions.
That's a lot of yellow pad I got to use here, so let me get a fresh page.
Don't worry. We're not going through all 100 of them.
We're not?
Some of them are goofy, like Roger Goodell will write a well-received novel under a pen name, a romantic fiction. Roger Goodell's getting into smut under a pseudonym.
No shot. Here, Jane Skinner would not allow that.
Or your family cat will die peacefully of old age during the third quarter of a Week 13 game between the Titans and Commanders.
That's a shot.
Not sure.
Boy, I tell you what, I know you love the NFL, Shay, and I think Cap is with me. I think he's with me on this. There's nothing like the Arizona Cardinal 325 game for a nice little nap. You're nodding off.
We've talked about this before.
a little siesta.
Hoodie doesn't always listen to me, but he'll remember this one. I called you on a Sunday afternoon after the Bear game to go over a couple of things from a noon Bear game.
Yes.
And then you said, are you watching the afternoon games? And I said, Brett and I are going to take a nap. The Arizona Cardinals. That was the only game that was on the main channel.
Yes.
We had the red zone going, and we both passed out. Out.
Nothing like a home game for Arizona.
Yes.
No atmosphere. Chris Myers on the call. Oh,
right.
God.
And it's like the Raiders and Arizona, Seahawks and Arizona. Good night, everybody. I'm gone.
So long, Shay. Chris Myers is on there. I can't stay up.
All right, so we're going to bring shot or no shot to around the NFL.
Okay.
I have a grouping, a selection, if you will, a menu of these bold predictions. I'm going to offer them to you, shot or no shot. The Detroit Lions will win Super Bowl 59 over the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's a shot. That is an absolute shot. Detroit, as Coach Ditka would call them. Remember, he'd call them Detroit.
Detroit, yeah.
Yeah, not Detroit. Detroit is really, really good. And the Bengals, they're loaded up for this year because they're going to lose T. Higgins. And they're getting their guy Joe Burrow back. So, yeah, that's an absolute shot.
I think half of that is a shot with Cincinnati. I see Detroit taking a little bit of a step back. I don't see him in that stratosphere because usually this is how it works. You out of nowhere, here you come. There might be injuries, not rooting for it. I'm just saying this is how it works in sports. You take a step back and then you move 2 steps forward because you added on what you needed. So I think half of that is a shot with Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's no shot for me with the Lions, too. It's hard to go from being the hunter to the hunted. It's a totally different mindset, harder schedule. You'll get everybody's best punch. I think they take a step back as well. Mm-hmm. Shot or no shot, 7 head coaches will be fired at the end of the NFL season.
Oh, man.
Wow, 7 more?
Okay.
We're averaging about 7 a season, but it's starting to pile up.
Well, that's a no shot. That's a no shot 7. Okay. Carolina?
No, they just fired their guy. They've already hired 2 in 2 years.
Notably patient organization.
Who's their head coach now? It's Dave Canales. Yeah. I like that dude from Tampa.
Lou Canales, not bad.
Lou's a good coach.
Jets, yes.
The Buffalo Bills, if they have a rough year, he could get fired.
Okay.
They had to get rid of like 80 guys off the roster because of salary issues.
Jets, okay.
The Dolphins are not going to fire Mike McDaniel. The Jets could absolutely fire Salah.
I got one.
That's my one on the wall.
That's one.
He's getting canned.
Buffalo, the Jets.
Keep going. North.
If Cleveland, with all that talent, doesn't make it, Stefanski gets whacked.
2. Anything short of 2 Super Bowl. I'm sorry. Anything short of 2 playoff appearances, he's fired. Sorry. I mean, you get there. Just getting into the second level is not good enough for Cleveland.
Okay, so I have 3 potentials. Houston's
2.
not firing their guy. Jacksonville's not firing their guy.
Careful now.
Dougie P could see his way out of there.
If you're 9-8 again, that's not going to get it done. And Trevor's on the line.
Okay,
contract-wise.
He signed. That's 4. Indy, Shane Steichen, could he get whacked?
I don't think so.
No,
Okay.
too early.
So that's 4. Tennessee just hired a new guy.
Nope.
The Chiefs aren't getting rid of Andy.
Nope.
The Raiders?
Nope.
Nope. The Broncos? Nope. The Chargers just hired their guy. So we're at
Harbaugh.
4.
Yep.
Cowboys, absolutely that's in play.
That
3.
will probably happen. But that may not be a firing. Could be a mutual parting of ways with Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, supposedly he's getting tired of Jerry's meddling. That's 5. Philadelphia, if they don't have a good year, he could get whacked.
Will get whacked.
Okay, that's 6. DeBall,
That's
Dable,
another one.
that's 7.
He will be fired.
Washington just changed coaches.
No.
Detroit, no. Green Bay, no. Minnesota, no. Chicago, they have a bad year?
Possibly.
Absolutely in play. That's 8. Tampa Bay,
Absolutely could whack Todd Bowles.
okay, that's
100%.
9. New Orleans, they could absolutely whack Dennis Allen.
He should have last year.
That's 10. Atlanta just changed. Carolina just changed again.
Fired.
They're not firing Shanny. The Rams, he's not going anywhere unless he retired. Seattle, they just changed. Arizona,
It would have to be really bad.
they'd have
Like,
to be
Gannon could
horrifically
get
bad.
clipped.
So how
So
many?
what are we at, 10 or 11?
11 potentials.
Yeah, so there's absolutely 7 could change.
Feels like 6 or 7. Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Shay.
Jaden Daniels will win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
No shot.
No shot.
Yeah, thank you.
Next one.
Justin Fields will score at least 5 touchdowns as a non-quarterback.
No shot.
No shot.
Ooh, I think that's a shot.
No. Under. Maybe a few, but not 5.
Correct.
Joe Burrow will win league MVP.
Shot. Kansas City's had look, they got the best coach, they got the best quarterback, they got the best tight end. They got so many problems off the field. So many.
Josh Allen would like to have a word.
He could get there.
He's working with nothing now, too.
Jay Moore. There we are. Give me another one, please.
This one's probably my favorite. Jerry Jones will say something memorably stupid about not paying his young star players, similar to his Zeke who joke during the Ezekiel Elliott negotiations.
That's a shot. It's Jerry Jones. He's got his own radio show. He just says anything.
He does. And nobody has to answer no because he's the GM by title and the owner.
He's got enough shots at it to be able to say something like that. It's his own radio show and his back against the cold white wall after games.
Correct.
He speaks before the coach does.
Correct.
Imagine if George did that.
Oh, God.
I think we were underachievers today.
I didn't like the running.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine McCaskey with the wispy mustache against the wall after a game? I think we should run the football more. I always thought that. We've talked about this in the meetings. George? Who asked you?
Go get your step.
Remember when Jerry rolled out AI Jerry Jones to answer reporter questions last year? He's addicted to doing things that are memorably stupid.
Yes.
He's a showman before he's an owner. He's a showman before he's a GM. That's who he is.
I was always very leery about the right side of the defensive line. We should have spent money there. I gave him full autonomy. That stinks.
Can you imagine George like in 3 years with a Caleb who when they're doing contract negotiations?
Oh, man. And that is our
Crazy.
look around the NFL right here on Kap and J Hood. Coming up next, Jesse Rogers with the latest on the Cubs and Sox and everything else MLB on Kap and J Hood.